Yeah, we got Derrick versus Mastro. Derrick playing Wulfar in the blue versus Mastro playing Caesar in the teal.
Oh, they're not opening like I do. That's pretty funny. Well, I guess probably doesn't matter too much. Because, like, it, yeah, probably will just become the same opening at some point. So, let's see. Looks like Derek is like going for a more yoink approach, and Mastro, like, because they didn't go for any yoink, then
I went for
Derek's
the outside
opening has
yoinks.
been like, yeah, I'm talking like usually the sword where Wulfar is about to heal is more contested in the opening, so it's not like that easy. Like commanders don't usually have this aggressive of a position this turn. Usually it's like one turn afterwards, I guess. And I mean that can like be a big deal because there is a fortified village that Wolfar is going to be able to hit. And Mastro probably won't have the time to build defenses before then. Because even with like the extra turn from the other way to open, it's usually like a challenge, but here like it's not really a question. Wolfar can just hit that.
No.
And
Although Derrick did delay the capture on their own one, so like economy wise it's almost even.
yeah, I'd say Derek is ahead. They did lose that sword, but they got to cut the lumber mill like 2 turns earlier. And usually like decapping a fortified village is better than not capturing yours
Early.
as early, I
Yeah.
guess. Like denying economy is usually stronger than getting a bit more yourself, or like just getting yours earlier.
Oh, but this knight
And let's
positioning is
see.
actually
Ooh,
going to
this is
favor
a
Mastro quite heavily.
yeah. That's nice knight crit. I think this. I mean, I think the knight decapping the village would have been like decent, but the sword really needed to shield for that. I think was a bit greedy from Derek, but we'll get the counter crit.
It's just knight chains for days over here. Caesar's
Alright.
close to groove though, so we could see something come
Yeah.
out.
Let's see. Looking at the builds, Mastro does have like 4 pikes that are kind of stuck like next to the barracks. Nah. So that's I mean, gonna change this turn with the balloon.
Yeah, balloon's gonna
Not sure
kill the
I'm a
most part.
fan of the air trooper because it's like the spears are already kind of overkill as far as fighting capabilities are concerned, and the air trooper isn't gonna do much more.
Yeah, although I guess if you have someone barreling down on your fortified and then potentially your stronghold, you just
Oh wait, Caesar group is that? No, that's just tier 1.
no, that's tier
Oh
2.
wait, never mind. That's tier 2. Oh, kills 2 units.
And damages commander and knight. That's
Yeah,
really big.
I think killed a knight too. That was a really nice group, and I mean Wolfar did like get a lot of activity early, so getting a early tier 2 like that is pretty good.
Yeah, Wulfar standing in range of a knight crit and Caesar groove though. Oh, Caesar's not gonna go for it. I am
Yeah,
curious if there was some
knight
kind of
being
lethal there, but
damaged is making it safer, I guess. Although, I mean, I guess there wasn't any lethal because we didn't see any.
maybe.
But yeah,
This was going to
still
be one of
think
those things that lives on in my memory, but I guess if that wasn't a lethal, there wasn't a lethal.
still playing pretty aggressively, having to fight into archers, and looks like Mastro's like comp is finally starting to get some footing here. Uh, the pikes are starting to move up from the left, and there's like the archer and stuff that are arriving, but it's a very slow composition, let's say. And there's also a golem from Derrick on the other side, which is like it's a faster way of having that slow push.
Yeah.
So yeah, in hindsight, my comp needed a bit more steam early. I went too fast into the pikes because I was like, the map is stalled, right? But it's not a
Yeah.
free stall. You need something more active early, and I fell behind Econ a lot. But here I was thinking, like, this is maybe salvageable. I'm Caesar, right?
Yeah, I mean, Mastro has been like behind for pretty much the entire game at this point. So we'll see if like Derrick can close it out. Mastro does have that Caesar factor, you know?
Yeah.
Can never be really like certain that you're gonna win against Caesar. Oh, Derrick needs to get that forest. Otherwise it's not gonna go. No. Oh well. Tragic. Let's see.
Slow pushing up
Actually,
now.
only 900 economy for Mastro. That's not great.
Also, I'm behind on the clock again.
28 minutes is fine, but I guess yeah, the pressure's gonna start coming in there. Oh wow, yeah, Derrick's up 10 minutes. Okay, that will make a big difference.
Yeah, you know, it's against Mastro. And now this is where like it starts to get interesting, I guess. Derrick has had the lead for a while, but Mastro has managed to like get their comp active finally. So it really is about like what they do now.
Ooh,
And
Spider
it looks
comes
like
in.
tier 1 groove is gonna be the answer. Gonna snipe that witch, I suppose?
Yeah, and what does this mean?
Yeah, so
Dragon
like
can be aggressive now. Oh yeah, that's good. Air trooper
alright,
follow up.
trooper, let's go.
Yeah, so this is actually a really good turn. There's not a lot of anti-air left, so yeah, everything can
Yeah,
kinda
this
just
is
move
a
up.
good attack, getting like getting like a bunch of damage and like also taking up space. Would have liked to see the balloon like more proactively wall, but it's kind of hard to do because like you're using a lot of spaces to actually hit stuff, so you don't have that much space to wall with the balloon.
I needed it to move a bike in optimal position for
Oh, I
the
see. My
tier
bad.
1.
But still,
There might have been
Uh,
another way to do it, but I didn't see it, and I was already spending way too much
So,
time and
like-
losing the game. So
that's a decent counterattack from Derrick, and like this tends to happen when Caesar grooves. Like the units he sends forward get picked off on the next turn.
Oh, nice pick off on
Nice.
that harpy.
Yeah,
And I guess Caesar just
Uh,
backs up now because I mean that was a pretty
yeah.
good turn. Got a lot of damage done, but that's a lot
got
of dogs.
some damage done, but like, was it enough? Because like Derrick did well to not be too eager on their counterattack this turn, and like just solidified their position and waited for the golems to arrive. Like set up your anti-air behind it, set up your archer as well.
Oh, nice! You don't get to see that
Dog
often.
crit.
Dog crit on a
That
village.
was pretty close.
I had never
And yeah,
really
now
thought.
that Derrick has had that one turn where they needed to be careful, they're back on the offensive.
Yeah, and I actually hadn't really thought about this, but like going mass dog into Caesar actually makes a lot of sense because Caesar's units that he wants to fight with are all things that die to dogs.
Well, I mean, spears are like it depends for spears, I guess, but yeah, dogs can do pretty well. And like the thing dogs are really afraid of is knights, really. Like despite all the memes, I guess.
Yeah.
But like Mastro has like the knights were fighting early on, but they got traded, and like Derrick killed some, and now like all the dogs are effective. And I mean, this is like kind of the state of the game where you don't really want knights anymore because, well, there's a giant army defending stuff, so you're not gonna really get some good like value out of the mobility of the knight anymore.
Yeah, although I would say I've seen like situations where the knights pressure certain tiles, which make it difficult to push into.
Yeah, that's generally what you use the knights that you have left over from the mid game, but like we're kind of already into the late game, so like knights aren't like useless, but you don't really feel good building a knight in this game state. And now, look, there's only one thing from. I mean, Derrick is playing really safe, you know, only exposing golems. This is a very safe way to play. I approve. Don't need to take risks. And I mean, in a fight, if like the only relevant units become golems, which is, you know, it's a very in a vacuum thing to say, really. It doesn't really happen that way. But like, if there's only golems on the field, then Wulfar has more of an impact than Caesar. So like, as the golem number grows, Wulfar closes the gap, I suppose.
By the way, I'm like less than 10 minutes here, and he has almost 20.
Yeah, there is like a almost 10-minute difference on the clock now. And Wulfar is really close to tier 2, so you know his next big turn is right around the corner. But I guess yeah, it just backs up. Doesn't
I
actually
mean,
need
at
to
this
attack.
point of the game, like, you don't really. I mean, tier 2 is nice for lethals and such, but even tier 1 is really good because if there's golems on the field, then they have to respect Wulfar. Oh, looks like that golem's gonna go down.
Both golems gonna go down? Okay. Next comes in.
At least one.
Yeah, Spear Crit's gonna take that one down. And
Yeah, the second one should too.
is that Knight Crit
There we
coming in?
go.
Oh, Caesar's got Groove. Can we see something here?
Yeah, both golems got picked off, so now like this Caesar group can do a lot of work.
So I made a mistake here. I moved the spear to groove on to the left of Caesar, but this should have been the mage, and I could have picked up a witch again. But I just missed this. I was in time travel.
Yeah, I mean, low timer Caesar groove is certainly something. I mean, it's still a pretty good groove.
I see a hole
And I mean,
next to
hitting
Caesar.
the mage isn't bad value because you got like a bunch of air units exposed.
There's also a hole.
Yeah.
That,
There's a hole. There's a couple holes actually. I wonder if we're gonna see lethal come out of this.
All
the hole
right.
next to two golems is like a bit of an issue.
Oh,
Tons of
yeah, just
damage.
hits the
Yeah,
golems.
that's a pretty good groove.
And is this lethal this turn? That's the question. I mean, I think there's gonna be a huge amount of army damage coming in.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the big fight. It has started. Okay. Let's see.
Lots of things going down. Wulfar is gonna have tier 1 after this actually. Looking at it, 78, yeah. So we're gonna see 2 groups in a row.
Looks like Derrick actually has barely enough to fight this properly, I think. Because you look like they barely have enough. Like if you look at the units they have left over, it's like not that much really.
Well, they have two golems.
But they
and I have
did
one.
like manage to kill everything they needed to. So like very good turn from Derrick, I guess. But pretty decently optimized, I would say.
Big mage shield comes in. Ooh, that golem doesn't get a follow up though. That's unfortunate.
So I was running super long time, and I was like, okay, run the golem
Yeah.
there. Maybe it hits stronghold eventually, but it was bad.
Yeah, it was like
I mean,
less
at
than
this
3 minutes on the
point,
clock.
like, Mastro is like kind of just sending the entire army forward. And Derek has been playing the fights in a more safe way. And yeah, it looks like just hitting the golem is like not the safest move if you're trying to win the fight. But it's the safest move to win the game because the golem is the main threat to your stronghold.
Yeah, the moment he hits the golem, it's game over for me, basically.
Oh, is this gonna be another tier 2? I was thinking there would be another tier 1 this turn, but
Tier 2? Well,
yeah, that's
sorry,
200%.
there's not that much space to do it though.
Yeah, but you don't have to hit that much with it. Yeah, it's just like a lot of
Yeah, it's
damage on the
still like
remaining
pretty
units.
decent.
And yeah,
Comes back up so fast. And yeah,
Derek's gonna take game 1.
Yeah, I just resigned here.
very nicely done. And I mean, Derek did like well to get ahead early and keep the lead, I guess. Mastro probably like we talked that comp was very like, oh, this is good for Caesar, but you also have to get there first.
Yeah, I
And Derek
misunderstood.
punished properly.
And Derek played a lot better than expected when going into the game. My memory of Derek was of when I played him like in around Groove or 7th time, where I was like close to my pick, and he was much worse. So I was super underestimating them. And now he played very, very solid. I mean, he gave up that one golem to my first tier 1, but that was okay. Like, other than that tactical error, his whole game was close to perfect, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. I'm still like not close to my pick, so maybe I'm missing other mistakes. But he played a lot better than I thought, and generally outplayed me this game. Other than in that one tactic, build better units, was more aggressive. I misread a lot how letting his show run free would affect the opening and how that would mess up my later game plans. I let him run away with a very, very strong CO opening because I wanted the corner yoinks, but then he flipped the corner villages too because I built wrong units, and then I'm like down CO activity, down econ, down basically everything. I only stayed in the game because of that tier 1, and even then barely. And then I was down on the clock too much because I sucked. Yeah, this game was like a very good showing from them and a bad showing from me. Losing with what I consider to be a clear CO advantage. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean Derek also like something that that you gotta learn to do at some point, and that like I see some people struggle with it, is that Derek knows when to like play safe or like be very aggressive with their army, and like on some turns like Derek was fighting like very aggressively with the army, going kind of doing as much damage as possible because you know that the enemy is gonna have to leave or retreat. And on other turns, like a counterattack will be coming afterwards, or like can punish you, I guess. And on these turns, Derek just takes the safe kills and like focuses on not taking too much counter on the next turn, which is really good.
Well, we're gonna go into game 2 and we're gonna see how this continues.